What's going on, everybody? K to the 2 here with week 9 of the NPL. This week we are going up against the Atlanta Braviarys, who are on their 4th coach of the season. However, this one we're sticking with because he's actually playing his matches. He has actually a pretty threatening, well, I don't know, it's not really threatening, it's very, I don't know how to describe it. It's like he has a lot of things that do something well, and they all kind of fit together, so it kind of actually was a struggle compared to, like, Stab, because, and the Chicago Sacred Fire, who don't really have an identity. However, this team does have an identity now after Drago came in and redid the whole team. Anyway, let's get into what I brought and why I brought it. I brought Latios. Latios is wearing the safety goggles. That way I can take on a Spore Breloom with ease, and then kill it with Draco Meteor. I also have the Toxic on it in case he wants to bring just the Dust. It's mainly for the Dusclops, or I think he had something else on his team. I don't remember exactly what it was that I wanted Toxic for, but I brought it anyway. I'm bringing an Assault Vest Gardevoir. Assault Vest would let me take on Gudra or Empoleon or Alakazam as best as I could. I'm bringing a mixed defensive melodic. It has enough special bulk to live. I don't remember. You see, this is why I should do my recording of the battle like right after I battle. That would make sense. I'm bringing Expert Belt, Bulk Up Infernape. I know it sounds kind of weird, but I brought the Bulk Up just to live a Psyshock from Alakazam if I needed to. I'm bringing Mach Punch in close combat, as well as the U-turn. That was mainly to deal with Celebi, and also once Dusclops was out of the way, Bulk Up close combat would do a hell of a lot to his team. I'm bringing a sort of Stall Breaker Thundurus. I'm bringing Knockoff and Volt Switch so I can deal with Dusclops or just get a general knockoff on something. I'm bringing Thunderwave and Taunt. That way I can just deal with most of his team. And lastly, you can see our lead matchup is Azumarill. I think this one was Assault Vested, and it was definitely Assault Vest. And I'm bringing, I don't remember what moves I brought on it, but I know it's more tailored. Yeah, it has Play Rough, Knockoff, not Waterfall. Play Rough, Knockoff, Superpower to hurt Empoleon and the Aqua Jet so I could get general priority on his team. So, enough rambling. Let's get right into the match. I decided to lead off with Azumarill since the only thing that he has that wants to really take on Azumarill is Breloom, and I don't see him really leading off with it. As well as if he does lead off with it, I can switch right out into Latios in case he wants to go for the Spore. So let's get right into it. He ends up leading off with Zygarde, and he doesn't like the matchup, so I'm just going to click Play Rough, hoping that I can get a good amount of damage on something. He goes right into Empoleon, and right here, turn 2, I remove his biggest threat to Latios and Gardevoir out of the way. Right here, he's going into Breloom so he can possibly Spore, but no, he goes for the Bullet Seed, and luckily he only gets 2 hits, because if he got all 5, I would have been dead. I completely underestimated the power of Life Orb Technaloom. I clicked Draco Meteor because I knew it would kill. And right here you can see that I'm running the Toxic on Latios. I don't think I mentioned that. Yeah, I did mention that. Toxic is to wear down the Dusclops kind of slowly, because I knew I wouldn't be able to kill with knockoff from either of these if it had the Violite or Shadow Ball from Gardevoir. So he's gonna go ahead and get Toxic as he goes for the Will-O-Wisp, which is okay by me because now I can just go for the Roost and get back some health. He did not expect a stall breaking Latios at all. Stall breaker, wall breaker, whatever you want to call it. Right here I'm gonna go into Azumarill. He goes for the Pain Split, and I'm thinking, I know he's going for the Will-O-Wisp. I think I'm okay with this. And then he burns me, and then I was like, oh, I'm not really okay with this anymore, because he ends up living with the Toxic and getting off that Shadow Sneak. I'm gonna go ahead and go for the Play Rough, and right here he's gonna go into Zygarde to try and finish me off, which he just clicks Earthquake to do that. I stayed in and went for the Play Rough in case he wanted a Dragon Dance. However, he doesn't do that. Now I go into my Schlong, the Milotic, and I get the freeze on the Zygarde, which honestly wasn't that big of a deal because I would have just killed with another Ice Beam, and I could have gotten off a recover or something. It would have just not really done much. Right here, I leave my Milotic into die to the Bullet Seed because I don't want Latios going down this early. But right here, I decide that since I have the Trace, I can Trace the Technician, and I can go for the Draining Kiss, which is going to do a whole lot more than the Moonblast, which I don't know why I didn't click Draining Kiss here. I had no reason not to, honestly. Right here, he's going to go into Alakazam, and I don't really want to take a Shadow Ball because I know I can't take one. And I don't want him thinking that I'm not Choice Scarfed, so I'm just gonna sack off Latios here, so I can get a free switch into Thundurus to get off the Thunder Wave to guarantee that my Infernape and my Gardevoir would kill it. Instead, though, he stays in and leaves it to die to a knockoff. Not necessarily the best of plays. Right here, I go for the Bullet Seed to ensure that, I go for the Thunder Wave to ensure that Gardevoir or Infernape would kill. And right here, I can just come straight in with Misinterpreted and just get off a free Draining Kiss, and that'll be the game. That was actually our closest game in a few weeks. Still felt like I was in really good control of this match, but that's going to leave us at 8-1 heading into the final week. We have clinched the #1 overall seed, so that is pretty exciting. And it comes down to whether I beat Ashley if she gets into the playoffs, which means I would have to play her first round of the playoffs. In the other conference, it is all locked up. We have the Sea Kings and the Mantines. They are a lock for the playoffs, so congratulations to both of you. And in our conference, the #2 seed is going to come down to Zero and the Victinis, as well as Ashley and the Great Lakes Gyarados. So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, and if you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.